In this video lesson, we'll be looking into how to hack a password of a web application using Burp Suite tool. So, the different tools that will be used in this lab will be, the first one is Firefox browser. In the Firefox browser, we'll be using Proxy Standard add-on. It is an add-on that will be used to change the proxy setting so that the request that we send to the internet goes through the Burp Suite tool before it reaches the server. So basically the concept is the user sends a request to the server, but in our case the user will be sending a request to the Burp Suite tool, and Burp Suite tool will be forwarding that request to the server by making changes to that request. So basically we'll be using Burp Suite tool to intercept the login request as well as to brute force the combination of ID and password using a dictionary. We'll be needing XAMPP server to run the DBWA application on our local computer, and we'll be needing DBWA application to practice the password cracking skills. DBWA application is a damn vulnerable application. It is designed in such a way that there are different types of vulnerabilities which we can exploit for educational purpose. So what are the steps involved in this lab? So the first one is that we need to start the XAMPP server. How we can do that? I have already installed the XAMPP server on my computer. So if you enroll into my course, I will share the details of how to install a XAMPP server and also how to install Burp Suite application. So as of now, I am just starting the XAMPP server, the Apache and MySQL module as well as the Tomcat module. Once it has been started, now the next step is to start Firefox and go on to this URL. localhost/dbwa/login.php. So once we are on this page, we have to log in using the admin and password. The username is admin and the password is password. The moment we log in, we can see that there are different types of vulnerabilities shown over here. Now what does this mean? It means that in this damn vulnerable application, we can practice all these type of vulnerabilities, how to exploit these type of vulnerabilities without having to buy virtual hacking labs online. So in this lesson, we'll be looking into brute force section, wherein we know the username is admin, but we are not aware what the password is. So for example, if I am adding 1234 password, you can see that it is giving an error, username or password is incorrect. So now we'll start our hacking process, or let's say the password cracking process. So before we start with that, we'll have to make certain changes into the DBWA security. Now there are 4 options over here. The first one is low, then medium, high and impossible. Now we'll go into the detail in the ethical hacking course, but for now we'll be going into the medium. We'll be going with the medium security level. So once you submit this request, we'll go back to the brute force section. Now, as I said earlier, we need the Burp Suite application to intercept the request that we send. So when I click the login button over here, it needs to send that request to the Burp Suite application, and the Burp Suite application will send it to the server. So how we can do that? So once we go into the proxy setting inside the Burp application, and in the option section, we see to it that the port that has been used is 8090 and the localhost ID is 127.0.0.1. So we need to make sure that we are using the same settings inside the Firefox browser. So if I edit over here, you can see that the proxy address is 127.0.0.1 and the port is 8090. That means we are using the correct settings. We just need to start that Burp settings over here. So before we do that, we have to make sure that the intercept is on. over here, because as I said, we need to intercept the request. So I'll just click the username as admin, and even though I'm not sure about what the password could be, I'll just add a random password which could be anything like 123. So now what I'll do is I'll start the Burp proxy over here. It will be shown over here like this, and we'll click the intercept button, and now we'll click on the login. Now you can see that the Burp Suite application is highlighted. So when we go over there, you can see that there is a request that is being sent to the server with the username as admin and the password as 123, but we know that the password is wrong. So what we will do, we'll right click on it, we'll make it to go. So once we come over here, you can see that there are 4 options: target, position, payloads, and options. So we'll go into the position section, and we can see that there are different parameters highlighted in between the $2 sign. What does this mean? Now this means that we can change these parameter values using a dictionary, but in this case we just need to change the value of password. So what we will do, first we'll click on the clear button so that the highlighted $signs goes away, and as we just want the password value to be changed, we'll click on it and we'll click the add button. Now we have changed it to that. Now what will happen is that when we'll click on start attack button, the username will remain as it is, but the password value will change as per the dictionary. But we still need to make those settings about which file I want to use. So as you can see, the payload type is selected as simple list by default. There are different default lists shown over here. If I click on the password, you can see that there are 3,424 different words. So basically there will be 3,424 requests that will be sent to the server with the username as admin and password with all these different types of words. But for this tutorial, I'm using a very simple list of 12 words because this is a very time consuming process. So I'll clear this and I'll click on load button, and as you can see, I've created my own list of password.txt. Once I click on it, you can see that there are only 12 requests and there are only 12 words, and one of these 12 words is the correct password. So as every settings has been made, and now we can click on start attack button. As you can see, the Burp Suite application has started sending requests with different password parameters. In the first request, the password parameter is 123. In the second, it's 423434, and the remaining details remains the same. The username is admin, and same goes for all the other requests. Now the question is how we will come to know which is the correct password. See over here, as you can see, the status remains the same, that is 200. But there is one unique thing about all this request is, if you can see on the 6th request, the length of that request is 4750, whereas the length of all the other requests is 4707. That means there is something unique about this request. So as you can see, the username is admin and the password is password over here, and the length value is unique. So what we will do is we'll try to log in with this password. So we can first, what we can do is we'll close the intercept button and we'll go back to this option, and we'll try to log in into this application using this admin and the password. And as you can see, we have logged in into the password protected area admin. We have completed this tutorial, and if you enroll with me in this ethical hacking course, I'll teach you how to exploit all the other types of vulnerabilities. And apart from that, we will be also looking into the different aspect of other information security protocols. Thank you.